Hello my fellow Mad Hotties, welcome back to another styling video. For today's video, we're doing part 2 of styling the Lady Gaga set. Today I actually did it with my girl, Miss Green. She always eats down. And what's crazy is that she was actually worried to do this one because she didn't think she would be able to style it. And I was like, girl, you style so many other amazing creative outfits. You got this. But now with the outfit, I wasn't going with any inspo. All I knew is that Lady Gaga's fits give haute couture, and that's what I want to go for. And once again, I just mainly wanted to use all of her patterns that she had in her set. So I was like, when we style her set, we're styling with her patterns. And I was trying so hard not to go in with the same dark colors I go in with all the time, because which was actually a brilliant idea from my diva Miss Green, because she was like, why don't we do opposite colors? And I was like, you know what, that's pretty dope. But I'm like, I have to stop doing dark colors. I ended up doing dark colors, but not as dark as I usually do it. But with this one here, I was like, we're definitely going to be using the funky caution tape pattern, But as you can see how I'm constructing the fit, most of these items are non-VIP, except for, not most, some are like a mix of non-VIP and VIP, like the mermaid skirt going down. I think that was from a challenge from the Valentine's Day, and then I have the Valentine's Day corset on the top, which you had to buy like Robux for it. I don't know if it's still available. You would have to see, but all I'm doing here is basically constructing this into a dress and just kind of seeing if it works out. In my honest opinion, this works out for me because I like to see how, like, if I can construct this into like the layer my fits into different outfits and make my own hats and make it look realistic. Because like I said, I like making my fits look realistic. I don't have a problem with messy layering. I just really wanted to have my own style without copying people, you know what I mean? But I think some messy layering is beautiful. It depends on how much they layer. Like I said, I like my girl's messy layering. She does it beautifully. She almost does it like realistic and messy, which I love. But anyways, back into the outfit. As you can see, I am basically using the caution tape patterns to just kind of make it like the whole dress. I think I did go back into the top and make add the VIP Valentine's Day roses on top of it. And what you guys can do as an alternate version for my non-VIP, you can use like the roses from non-VIP from the spring set and add that, layer that on top with the corseted top, but because it gives off the same vibe. And now we're trying to go on with accessories here. I was trying to do like the haute couture where like they have the kind of like the head mask under the hat, and then I realized, as you can see, I'm going to realize now that of course the Lady Gaga set already has that, but what I wish with here, they could toggle it off and then we could use it under other hats. But I think now that I'm thinking of it, maybe I don't remember if they had the adjustment feature for the hat. I don't think they did, but maybe layer the other hats on top. If you wanted to do like haute couture look with the other hats, you may just have to layer that on top of this hat because they don't have a toggle to toggle it off, which I think they should. And now here I am going back in with the accessories. Of course, haute couture's, like Lady Gaga's fits are not Lady Gaga without her sharp pointy nails under her gloves, and that's what I went for here. And I don't remember where the nails are from, I apologize. But now onto the makeup. Once again, we had no inspiration here. We were just kind of going with the vibe of the look. I knew I wanted to do something dark with the eyes because everything else is getting dark. So, and I wanted to go in with the droopy eyes because, as you can see, with the makeup, you can layer as much as you want to with this eye shape. And I honestly wish you could do that with other ones, but unfortunately you can't. You can't even do that with the Lady Gaga ones, unfortunately. And it would be cool if you did, but I feel like they just need to update that. But anywho, I went in with like the blush along the eye, and it's actually giving me Painted by Esther. When I see that blush there, Painted by Esther. If you guys don't know who she is a black makeup artist, and she started that trend with like the heavy blush, but like the placement she has it is just beautiful. Go check her out. Now we're going in with more of the makeup. Just kind of here, I was just kind of figuring out like what I wanted to use because I only have 6 slots. And I can't remember what I really did with this one. I just knew I went in with dark colors. And as you can see here, apologies, but the my game was lagging, and right after this I actually left and came back in the game. But anyway, back into it. As you can see, I went with dark colors. I actually went in with some dark eyes because for some reason I never seem to use the dark eyes often. I have used it for some, but I've just used light eyes often, and I was like, for this I'm going to use dark eyes, alright, to give it that dark feel. But I also did want to go for the no eyebrow look to give it that haute couture vibe again. And then yeah, I don't know what else I did. I think that was pretty much it for that. Now onto the hair. Since we had this hat on, I was like, okay, we're gonna have to go for a shorter hairstyle because I wanted to like look seamless and smooth under like with the fit. And I easily could have gone with any long hairstyle like Lady Gaga said, but I was like, no, this is what I was saying last episode where I was like, just wait, I'm gonna go in with the buzz cut, and this is what I went in with. I actually have a buzz cut myself, IRL, and love doing it. Honestly, it looks good with everything. Honestly, it's so easy to maintain because you don't have to like do much with it. But anywho, I thought I was wanted to do bangs, but then I was like, okay, you looking funky because this is a buzz cut and it just looks weird. And as you can see in a moment, I'm actually gonna go in with just all black to fit the vibe, and this actually just ate down, and I loved how it turned out so much. Now here, I was actually almost done with the fit, but I was like, okay, we need the lashes. Doing haute couture, doing Gaga, these lashes have to come in. And what I don't realize until we're taking pictures, that I didn't align the lashes properly. But thank goodness I was able to angle the shots right, because it doesn't seem like I didn't do that, but I covered it up very nicely, I think. But these were our finishing looks for the first set. I loved how she did hers, and she was worried she was going to eat, and she ate, as I usually know she does. Like, she just, so amazing, and I honestly think she needs to make her own YouTube channel. But anyways, on to the next fit. Oh, now with this fit here, we're going to speed up just a little bit, because I actually did something completely different with the colors, and I forgot that I already, in my last episode, I did the same exact dark colors as you'll see in a moment, but I just wanted to at least show you how I constructed the fit first. And like I said, it just, for me, constructing the fit before I color everything in, I'm telling you, it just hits different. And then that's when you realize you're like, okay, this is actually eating, and then you kind of go with the vibe of just everything. And honestly, burgundy looks so good with this, but I was like, okay, I already did burgundy last episode, need to do a different color, as you'll see soon. And of course, as you could see, I went in with my the Valentine's Day rose top set, and then I went in with the butterfly set that you can buy from the Baddie Pass, and it looks lovely. And here, I basically kept the same vibe. I didn't really change the makeup that much after I changed the color of the fit, because I knew it was just gonna be like, it was still dark colors, but I did different colors from burgundy. And here I was inspired by the John Galliano makeup, because like it gives haute couture, and I was like, okay, I don't know if you guys remember the makeup that was for Dior's line last year, and Pat McGrath did it, and it looked like a mask, like a porcelain face. That's the vibe I was going for, and I honestly think it would be so cool if Dress to Impress updated that to make it like look like dewy skin. That'd be so cool. But anywho, now on to the little lash hack. If you guys want the numbers for Fiona DTI's lash hack, just let me know and I'll put it below. Just comment below and I'll comment and let you guys have the hack. But it did update. Because of the update, the numbers did change. So it didn't change so much, but you may just have to like tune a little bit here and there, not as much as before. But I do highly recommend you guys trying out Fiona DTI's lash hack with the Lady Gaga set, because it just eats so hard with this set. Like, I use this all the time, even though I use it all the time, even before the Lady Gaga set, it just eats hard. Now onto the hair. I did want to do like a mohawk. As soon as I realized I was going to use this cape, I was like, okay, last time we did like the Edna mode horizontal bob with the straight hair, and then this time around I was like, okay, what if we went for like a half shaved look? At first I was like, oh my god, how do I do it? And then realized buzz cut, and then add the little mohawk part on the top of it to make it look like the little half-shaved mohawk. And then here's my girl eating down her second look. The vibe was eating, actually no, I don't think that was her second look, that was her first look, which ate. And just adding a couple more leg accessories, and that was the finishing look for this. I loved how this turned out so much. And as you can see, opposites, she came up with the idea, and she ate hers down so hard. And now on to the very last look. So once again, we are going to speed up the process just a little bit here, because I was struggling to figure out what I wanted to do with this fit. Miss Green was worried that she was struggling with hers. I was actually struggling with mine. But as you can see, I did keep some of the fits, but I was trying, I don't know what I was going for here. Like I said, going for no inspo, but I was like, I just want to see what hits the vibe. And so when you're going without an inspo, it does take a little bit longer, but that's okay. Practice makes perfect. And apologies if you guys are liking the fit, even though I'm speeding it up. I just automatically keep going in dark colors, and I'm like, okay, I need to stop doing that. And I realized I was kind of doing the same idea I was with my last fit, which you'll see in a minute. I'm going to change the whole color, kind of change the hair a little bit, because once again, she did say she wanted to, Miss Green was like, do opposite colors. And I was like, okay, let me do like how she did her white look. I was like, let me just do this all white and use the white pattern from the Lady Gaga set. And it's gonna eat hard. I really loved how this one turned out, and I think this actually might be my favorite. No, I think the last fit was my favorite, because I just am obsessed with the cape. But what I do know is I did keep the telephone headpiece on top, and I am going to take out the braided bow on top, because I think I still kept it, because I just think it's so perfect for these fits. But I love how this actually turned out so much with just like the all white. I was like, I didn't want to use too many. Maybe in the next styling video I do of this, I'm probably going to mix up the colors just a little bit. But as you can see right now, I am speeding up and just kind of like coloring everything white. But as you can see, it's coming together, and it just looks like a completely different look, even though it's still the same construct. I did take out the meat dress, because unfortunately you can't color it a specific color. Now going back in with the makeup, we're just going to, I think we basically kept the same vibe. We're just going back in with just making it all white, and I changed the eyes. And I did actually like the, I was contemplating of if I wanted to keep the dark lashes on the bottom still, but then I ended up going back in with just like the white lashes, which I'm thinking like I still loved the look, how it turned out, but I think next time I'm going to do like contrasting colors and do like a bright, if I do like a whole bright look, I'm going to do like a dark makeup look with the dark lashes, because I've seen that before in many runways, and I love that vibe. But I'm liking how it's looking so far. And the sweetest thing happened to me again in free play. One of my followers named Kaya, she came up and she was like, Madison, you have to see this. I actually recreated one of your hacks that you did for your video, and I love it so much. And I was like, oh my god, like my heart is so warm. and she was like, I told people to follow you, like you got 10 new subscribers. And I was like, oh my god. And now she wants to do another collab, and I'm like, most certainly we'll do another collab. So lovely. But anywho, back in with the fit. As you can see, I'm raising my arms because I was trying to have you guys see my me adding the gloves with the nails. I don't know why I did that. Wait, actually, I didn't even add the nails yet. Now I'm just realizing that. But now here you can see my girl Miss Green ready to slay, doing the opposite colors, and I swear her mind is like mine, because it just ate in the end, and the way we take pictures, the way we do things, is just crazy. She's literally like, we share the same brain. But anywho, back in with the makeup again. I know it's giving Gojo vibes, but I like it. And I can't remember if we made the blush bright, but I know it's still going to eat, as you could see from the pictures. We're trying to see if we can add more decorative detailing to the eyes. And then later on, I'm realizing that I didn't really need to decorate the face too much, because we just had already a lot going on with the rest of the look, with the telephone box, like with the lashes. Like, I really didn't need that much, and it still looked fabulous. And this was the finishing look. I loved how we collabed on this with the opposite colors. Her mind is just amazing. And I really love collabing with her, and you guys need to go follow her. It's Green Dress to Impress. I'll tag her in the description box below. I don't know if she still posts here on YouTube, but she does have the same name on TikTok as well, so go follow her. And I hope you guys like this video. Comment below which set was your fave from us, and I'll see you guys next time.